Hello, Maria Borgoff here. In this video, I want to talk about how to use your strong emotions for a more productive purpose. If you're anything like me, or if you're a human being, you have a lot of emotions. Some of us are a little bit more emotionally fluctuant. But all of us have human emotions. And when we learn how to not control our emotions, but to manage them and to kind of harness them and use them in a productive way, then we not only live an easier life, our lives get easier ourselves, but we're able to be more of service in the world. We have a purpose and we can then share that with other people. So it just is a win-win for everyone when individuals, you and I, are able to manage our emotions. Now, when I say manage our emotions, I'm not talking about it doesn't have to sound so not fun. Managing our emotions shouldn't feel like work. Well, a little bit, but it shouldn't feel like something that's boring, because your emotions are actually really, they can be very entertaining, right? When you're really happy and excited, maybe even a little anxious for something, there's a lot going on physically. Maybe you have butterflies in your stomach. Maybe your heart is racing. Maybe you're thinking about all the exciting new things that are going to happen, or everything that just already happened. So that's really entertaining, right? We have a lot to kind of think about, a lot to focus on, a lot going on. That is, we kind of associate with positive things. But when we have more negative emotions that are happening, such as sadness or anger, even maybe resentment or jealousy, there's still that same level of stimulation. There's still physical sensations. Maybe you have a pit in your stomach or a knot in your throat. There's still those kind of pictures and images of sad things, or maybe you're replaying a scenario that happened that is causing you pain. So there's still a lot of stimulation. There's still a lot of things happening. It's not boring. Emotions are not boring by any means. They provide us with this big movie screen of sensation and thoughts and images, feelings. So whether it's positive or negative, whatever emotion you're experiencing, what we can do is we can harness it. We can feel it fully, right? Positive or negative. If you're sad, feel sad. Allow yourself to feel sad. If you're angry, feel angry. Allow yourself to feel it in your body. But the managing part of the emotions doesn't come when you say, oh, I feel angry, I'm going to stop feeling angry, or I'm going to turn this into something else. First, you have to feel it. You have to express it in some way. A lot of times we express it in a way that hurts other people, right? When we're angry, when we're sad, when we're jealous, when we are maybe when we're too happy, and we kind of boast a little bit. So a lot of times we tend to express our emotions in a way that isn't very mindful or conscious of other people's feelings. So figuring out how to express your emotions in a way that is not hurting anyone and is only helping you. So if you're angry, maybe like punching a pillow or screaming into a pillow, or if you're sad, maybe journaling a little bit and just writing, telling your story. If you're happy, maybe singing a song or doing a dance. So that's a form of expression. So we have to be with the emotion first. Then we have to express it in some way that's healthy and productive. And then we can change it. So we can either change it and we can enhance that emotion and we can feel it more fully and kind of stay with it, such as a happy feeling or excitement. But if it's maybe a negative emotion that we don't want to continue feeling, such as anger, sadness, maybe even anxiety, kind of anxiousness, if we're experiencing an emotion that we don't really want to feel anymore, then we can change it. And rather than thinking of this as something where we're kind of turning a switch and changing it directly into something else, we can think about harnessing that anger or whatever it is, harnessing it, kind of bottling it up and using it to express a new, more positive emotion. So for example, I used to get really angry, and I still do, when I hear about violence that's happening, specifically sexual violence. It makes me really, really angry. It makes me sad. It makes me feel hurt on the inside of my body. And for a while, these negative emotions, this negative response that I had to hearing about violence, feeling kind of violated myself or seeing it happen, it kind of, I didn't know how to manage that anger and that emotional response. So what happened is I started taking it out on other people. I started getting mad at other people. I started to project my frustration onto others and onto those relationships, which didn't really deserve that. So I had to figure out how to harness that anger and how to use it in a way that's positive, how to use it in a way that's going to be more productive, right? Because like yelling at someone for something else that someone else did is not productive. It's not helpful. It's not going to help me. It's not going to help them. It's not going to help our relationship. It's not going to solve the problem that I actually got angry about in the first place. So I would get angry about this violence that I would hear about, or I'd get really sad. And I had to learn how to kind of manage that emotional response, figure out where it's coming from in the first place, and then harness it in a way that allows me to move forward, to change it. So instead of getting angry about violence, well, I still got angry about it. I still do. I have to now look at it in a new way. I have to ask myself, how can I use this anger positively? Am I going to write a blog post about it? Am I going to make a video about it? Maybe I'll create a work of art that expresses that emotion. Maybe I'll write a song or a poem. Maybe I'll have a conversation with someone, or do some research about an organization that I can get involved with in order to solve that problem. So there's so much action. There's so much that we can do with that emotion that will kind of like work through that energy rather than letting it just explode out in all directions onto people that don't deserve it, into relationships that it's going to be detrimental. So this is a little bit of a longer video, but I really, I would love to kind of hear your thoughts about managing your emotions or understanding your emotional response to things in a more productive, positive way. This is something that I had to learn as an adult, and I think it's really, really useful, especially in this time where we are stepping into who we are and trying to kind of find our voice in the world. And so if you can find that voice by not ignoring your emotions, but by harnessing them fully, you will find that your voice is much more effective and it reaches the people that it's supposed to reach. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please share your thoughts, comment below, reach out to us in the forum, ask us any questions that you like, and we'll get back to you. And I hope to see you next week.